Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight: a threat to slap the Maharashtra Chief Minister leads to Union Minister Narayan Rane being arrested in Maharashtra. He's the first cabinet minister to be arrested in 20 years. Cops arrest the minister while he's eating. He will spend the night in jail tonight. Meanwhile, Devendra Fadnavis says there's a Taliban-like situation in the state rather than rule of law. Also, the argument remains that is this constitutional? The BJP and the Sena spar on a war of words. Sack the Punjab Chief Minister. 31 Congress MLAs loyal to Sidhu head to Delhi. The CM Sidhu battle worsens months before state elections. Meanwhile, the Chhattisgarh problem as well. Rahul Gandhi meets the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister and his main rival T.S. Singh Deo. Uneasy truce in Chhattisgarh for now. A political row over the monetization of assets. Rahul Gandhi says the Prime Minister is selling everything India earned in the last 70 years. Minister Smriti Irani responds saying Rahul Gandhi is upset that 6 lakh crores will come from this to India. Mob versus minority. 2 assaults in 2 days. Go to Pakistan. A beggar and his family are beaten in Ajmer in Rajasthan by a mob of 5 young men. In Indore, the bangle seller who was beaten is now arrested after a teen girl complains after the assault incident. COVID orphans still waiting for compensation. A family of 7 siblings, both parents dead of COVID this year. The Delhi High Court says give immediate help. The Delhi government promises to speeden up the process of verification. Well, our lead story tonight, Union Minister Narayan Rane, an ex-Shiv Sainik, is currently been arrested after his comments attacking Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, where he says he would like to slap him. We'll have more on that with Vasu and Sohit and the implications of this arrest. But first, let's just look at the top highlights of the day.
एक मिनट सैम चौधरी पथक निघालाय अटक होणार का नॉर्मल माणूस वाटला काय तुम्हाला आणि त्यावेळेला मी असतो तरला क्राईम होत नाही असं बोललो असतो मी आता कानफाड फोडीन हा क्राईम आहे.
Cabinet Minister and ex-Chief Minister Narayan Rane arrested in Sangameshwar, Maharashtra. The provocation, statements by Rane, a former Shiv Sainik, where he had said he would have slapped the Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray for checking with his aides to confirm a date and the number of years since independence. The arrest triggered a fresh battle between the allies turned opponents. Interestingly, the BJP's Devendra Fadnavis said he didn't support Rane's comments, but compared the police action to the Taliban.
त्या पोलीस आयुक्तांना सांगून देतो आमच्या कार्यालयावर ज्यांनी हल्ला केला त्यांच्यावर कारवाई केली नाही तर आम्ही दोन्ही विरोधी पक्षनेते त्या पोलीस आयुक्ताच्या कार्यालयासमोर जाऊन त्या ठिकाणी आंदोलन करतो. कायद्याचं राज्य असलं पाहिजे, तालिबान नाही आहे, कायद्याचं राज्य असलं पाहिजे.
Before the arrest, there were clashes.
Politics really playing out on the ground here. You can see the Sena supporters have been stopped by the police. The BJP supporters also stopped by the police.
Stones being hurled, police in riot gear. All of this is Juhu, home to India's biggest stars. As BJP and Sena, 2 old allies, now rivals, took their battle to the streets. The clash boiled over after the Sena's youth wing turned up at Rane's house in Juhu, where Rane's supporters were present. Soon, a clash on the streets. The police had to use lathis to prevent the situation from deteriorating. The Sena says they responded to Nitesh Rane's dare after his father's comments and challenged him to come out and face them.
हम शिव सैनिक हैं, आक्रामकता ये हमारी डीएनए में है. हम भी जानते हैं हमारी सरकार है, इसलिए पिछले 1-1.5 साल से आप देख सकते हैं कि कोई मीडिया के द्वारा, कोई टीवी एंकर के द्वारा हमें इंस्टिगेट करने की कोशिश की गई, लेकिन सारे शिव सैनिक, युवा सैनिक शांत थे. लेकिन अगर कोई हमारे सांप पर हमला करने की बात करे तो मैंने कहा वैसे आक्रामकता ये शिवसेना का डीएनए है, वो कोई बदल नहीं सकता.
the Nasik police registered an FIR against Rane on the complaint of a Sena leader. Ministers in the state government said Rane had crossed the line.
जिस तरह से केंद्रीय मंत्री नारायण राणे जी मुख्यमंत्री के प्रति भाषा का उपयोग कर रहे हैं, थप्पड़ मारने की बात कर रहे हैं, हमें लगता है ये मुख्यमंत्री का अपमान नहीं, महाराष्ट्र की जनता का अपमान है.
Not just Mumbai, but Sena held protests elsewhere too. In Nasik, Sena workers pelted stones at the BJP office.
The BJP and the Shiv Sena are likely to contest against each other in a bitterly fought BMC election in Mumbai scheduled early next year. With Narayan Rane's arrest, the political temperatures in the state have soared as the animosity between the Sena and the BJP continues to grow. In Mumbai, with camera person Praveen Ji Rohit, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
So what exactly did Narayan Rane say, and does it warrant him being arrested? Here's what he said yesterday, apparently on not even something which was wrong, on a slight mix-up the Chief Minister had made during his Independence Day speech.
काय उपाय नाही, वॅक्सिन नाही, हे नाही, ते नाही, स्टाफ नाही, डॉक्टर नाही, भयावह परिस्थिती महाराष्ट्राच्या आरोग्य विभागाची होती. ना बोलायचा अधिकार तरी आहे का? बाजूला म्हणा एखादा सेक्रेटरी ठेवा आणि विचारून बोल, त्याशी नाही काय. किती वर्ष आली देशाला संतुलन? हिरक महोत्सव काय हे असतो तर कानाखाली चढवली.
So an unprecedented political battle. Let's go first across to Sohit, who's actually tracking Narayan Rane, who's being driven to Nashik. Sohit, what's the latest? Mr. Rane likely to be produced in court soon?
Well, that's right. Now Narayan Rane has been handed over by the local police over there to the Ratnagiri police, and now he's being taken to Mahad, which is in Raigad, and he'll be presented before the court. Now the BJP leaders who are accompanying Narayan Rane in different vehicles, they are saying that they are planning and they'll be presenting Narayan Rane before the court tonight itself. He is expected to reach here in Mahad in the next 1 to 1.5 hours, and once he reaches there, they will present him in front of the judge and try to get the bail in the night itself. However, what is another thing that is important is that hearing is scheduled in the Bombay High Court tomorrow as well. So it will be very important to see what happens. And since we saw what happened between the Shiv Sena as well as the BJP and Narayan Rane supporters throughout the day, the security has been increased throughout the state in several places. Throughout the day, what we can say is that several BJP local level leaders were also thrashed by the Shiv Sena workers in several places throughout the state. There have been, although few FIRs registered against both Shiv Sena as well as the BJP workers, but as of now no action has been taken, and that is one thing that the BJP is saying, that our offices were attacked. That is what we heard Devendra Fadnavis also saying, that although I don't support what Narayan Rane said, but our offices are being attacked and police isn't doing anything, and we won't be tolerating this.
To the
However,
Taliban-like rule in Maharashtra. Yes, he compared it to Taliban. I just want to get in so then what you're saying Vasu as well, because Vasu, if you remember, just a few months ago when the Prime Minister met Uddhav Thackeray one-on-one, there was talk of some kind of thawing between the BJP and Sena, but with the appointment of Narayan Rane, a known Sena and Uddhav Thackeray beta to the cabinet, that ended. And is this playing out according to plan? I mean, building up sympathy for the BJP, Narayan Rane, and the Shiv Sena going back to what its old colors are. We're seeing hooliganism in Juhu and attacking of BJP offices.
Sonia, I don't think this is something that the BJP would particularly have wanted in the manner in which it played out, which is why they've sought to distance themselves from Narayan Rane. Look, all of this reflects quite poorly both on Narayan Rane and on the Shiv Sena government. Both are, in a sense, from the same DNA, as we just heard that Shiv Sena leader tells Saurabh. Narayan Rane has brought a dose of street politics and a kind of vulgar language into the political discourse, and the Sena has responded in kind, even though it is now in the government in Maharashtra. Narayan Rane, by the way, has been making a series of provocative statements on this yatra he's on, which hasn't derived much response. So the statement really seems to be coming from there. But ultimately, the onus does lie more on him, because he is a union minister. He's just only been sworn in just over a month ago. And in this time, Sonia, we've seen a number of union ministers make unfortunate remarks. Meenakshi Lekhi referred to the farmers protesting against the farm laws as mawalis. And now Narayan Rane has come up with this comment saying he'd slap a chief minister. So it's something for the BJP central leadership to also reflect on. But equally worryingly, Sonia, is this trend now where just as the BJP is using central agencies to target its political rivals, states that are run by non-BJP governments, if this is the trend where they also start to hit back and actually go ahead to even arrest a union minister. The charges, Sonia, are not at all clear. Why exactly has Mr. Narayan Rane been booked? What has he said which actually violates the law is still not clear. But if we see that kind of response now from state governments as well, that also raises, beyond this one incident, worrying questions about how the federal structure is going to function.
Right, and even a lower court today said they won't give an urgent hearing into this case. But that's the point, that agencies being used, whether it's by the centre or the state governments, both a worrying trend for our democracy. But meanwhile, let's go from Maharashtra, it's the BJP versus Sena, to Punjab, where it's the Congress versus Congress. The battle between the Chief Minister and the State Congress Chief, Navjot Singh Sidhu, getting worse, with 31 Congress MLAs, loyal to Navjot Singh Sidhu, coming to Delhi to ask that the Chief Minister be sacked. This, as the Chief Minister's advisors, Chief Minister's ministers have said that legal cases should be filed against Sidhu's advisors. So it's a bitter battle getting worse in the Congress versus Congress.
31 Punjab MLAs have demanded the Chief Minister to resign. These aren't the opposition MLAs but of his own party, including 4 ministers. The group is 41% of all Congress MLAs. They met at a minister's residence and demanded Amrinder Singh's resignation, as they said they had lost confidence and he had not fulfilled promises like cancelling a controversial power purchase agreement and no arrests in a sacrilege case, all pet peeves of his rival and new state Congress chief Navjot Sidhu. Elections are now just months away.
मेरी राय है, सबकी राय ये थे कुछ सीएम साहब को रिप्लेस होना चाहिए, नहीं तो कांग्रेस नहीं बचेगी।
तो सर कौन होगा सीएम फेस करेगा?
सोनिया गांधी साहब मिलने जा रहे हैं, इस विषय पे बात करेंगे।
The chief minister's camp said it had contacted the party's top leadership.
वो 4 कुछ भी कहते रहे, Captain Amrinder Singh is still the most loved face in Punjab, and the entire Congress is with him, especially the High Command. What 5 stooges or 5 ministers or 5 actors says doesn't make any difference.
The chief minister had yesterday criticized 2 of Sidhu's new aides for controversial statements. Today he met sugarcane farmers a day after Sidhu raised the issue. The chief minister has increased the state agreed price and the farmers have lifted their road and rail blockade. But one of Sidhu's new appointees targeted the chief minister today with this post, questioning him over a Pakistani friend of the chief minister, and he posted pictures questioning why the state's DGP was photographed with her. But the Captain Sidhu battle is far from settled, despite the intervention of the Gandhis themselves. With Muhammad Ghazali, Usama Shab for NDTV.
And not just Punjab, now the Congress facing trouble in Chhattisgarh as well. Rahul Gandhi met the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister and his rival Minister T.S. Singh Deo today for 3 hours. For now, it's an uneasy truce.
राहुल जी के साथ बैठक हुई है, छत्तीसगढ़ के विभिन्न योजनाओं के बारे में बहुत विस्तार से चर्चा हुई है और आगे बात।
कांग्रेस का नेतृत्व सोनिया जी और राहुल जी हैं और वो जैसा जिम्मेदारी देते हैं हम लोग उसी को निभाते हैं।
ये कोई किसी के लिए गारंटी नहीं कर सकता कौन कितने दिन रहेगा, और वो दोनों की तरफ से भूपेश बघेल जी ने भी कहा कि भाई हाईकमांड के निर्देशानुसार मैं चीफ मिनिस्टर हूँ, अगर हाईकमांड कहेगा तो मैं उसका दे देंगे भाई।
At the Delhi airport, at the international arrival, we're joined by 21-year-old Dharmender Singh, who is one of the 3 people who came from Afghanistan. In fact, one of the 78 people, but he carried that Granth Sahib. Remember, there were 3 Granth Sahibs that were taken from Afghanistan today, in a way rescued as well. हमसे बात करने के लिए शुक्रिया। आप अपना नाम बताइए और ये बताइए कि आप जब आज ग्रंथ साहिब अफगानिस्तान से लेकर यहाँ आए हैं, हमारे दर्शकों को बताइए कि क्या माहौल देखने को मिला आपको लास्ट जो आपने देखा है अफगानिस्तान में?
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम धर्मेंद्र सिंह है और हम दिल्ली के रहने वाले हैं, अफ़गानी हैं, रहने वाले हैं दिल्ली में। और बस उधर कुछ ऐसा माहौल नहीं है, बस तालिबान आए थे तो अभी किसी को कुछ बोला नहीं है, हिंदू सरदारों को कुछ बोला तो नहीं है, लेकिन हम खुद निकलना चाहते थे, अभी निकल गए तो माहौल बहुत ख़राब है, एयरपोर्ट के अंदर एंट्री करना नहीं देते।
बताइए कि लास्ट आपने क्या देखा था जब आप छोड़ कर आए?
वहाँ तो देखा था बस यही लड़ाई चल रही थी और आया तो इसलिए हम चले आए। हाँ जी हाँ।
क्या हालात है बता बताइए?
लड़ाई चल रही है, फायरिंग हो रही है, इसलिए डर के लिए सब लोग इधर आ गए।
गुरुद्वारे के अंदर तालिबान आए थे, जरा उसके बारे में बताइए, क्या सुनने को मिला, क्या देखने को मिला?
उन लोगों ने कुछ बोला नहीं था, उन लोगों ने बोला था हम हैं, सेफ थे आप लोग, कुछ बोले, फिर भी डर तो लगेगा।
Well, we've seen what's happening in Afghanistan because of religious fundamentalism, and here also incidents coming every day of the mob versus the minority. Now look at these pictures when a beggar and his family were beaten up and told to go to Pakistan. So just absolutely horrible. A beggar and his family beaten and told to go to Pakistan. Just 24 hours ago, we saw in Indore again a bangle seller beaten because he was a Muslim and apparently, this is the charge, gave a Hindu name. In fact, now the bangle seller who was beaten has been arrested in Madhya Pradesh after the Home Minister justified the attack. Now, after the brutal beating went public, a complaint has come against him from a 13-year-old girl. So he's now been arrested after being beaten. This is what we have to guard against because this is not India. Well, a quick look at other headlines. A political row now over the government's plan yesterday for a monetization roadmap of assets. The government has said it will own assets, but it will lease them to actually earn 6 lakh crores. Rahul Gandhi says the government, the Prime Minister, is selling its assets.
कल फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने जो भी 70 साल में इस देश की पूंजी बनी थी उसको बेचने का डिसीजन ले लिया है। मतलब प्रधानमंत्री ने सब कुछ बेच दिया।
फरवरी 2020 में महाराष्ट्र में कांग्रेस की सरकार ने मुंबई पुणे एक्सप्रेसवे में मोनेटाइजेशन किया 8000 करोड़ का। क्या राहुल गांधी का ये आरोप है कि उनकी सरकार ने महाराष्ट्र में एक्सप्रेसवे बेच दी? गुलाम वो हैं जो एक परिवार के आश्रय में देश के संदर्भ में जब देश प्रगति करता है तो उसके बारे में अंकुश लगाने का भरसक प्रयास करते हैं। 6 लाख करोड़ रुपया भारत की तिजोरी में आएगा, शायद राहुल जी को ये बात रास नहीं आई।
So the politics there, but meanwhile, let's just look at COVID numbers. The US has now crossed over 2,20,000 cases as it's in the grip of the Delta variant. The UK also is now higher than 31,000, much higher than India's 25,000. And after that is Russia at nearly 19,000 and then Turkey. But the US and UK registering huge rises. Remember, Indian students are all heading there now to study. But from Delhi, our special report now on COVID orphans. Both the centre and the states have announced compensation. But as this heart-wrenching story of 7 siblings who lost both their parents tells us that the big worry is still red tape and actually getting that compensation to those who need it.
– 23-year-old Devika and 21-year-old Santoshi lost both their parents within a span of 2 weeks during the second wave of COVID-19. Their father was a priest at the local temple, their mother a housewife, but now the young girls look after 4 younger sisters and a younger brother who is only 4 years old. Unable to control her tears, Devika, a B.Ed student, recounts the ordeal her family faced. She took her parents to Haryana and Punjab hospitals because there were no beds available in Delhi.
26 अप्रैल नाइट हमें पता चला था। हम 3-4 हॉस्पिटल लेके गए, गवर्नमेंट और उनमें कुछ प्राइवेट, बट किसी ने भी एडमिट नहीं किया क्योंकि सीट्स नहीं थे उनके पास। और मम्मी का उस दिन रात में 33 ऑक्सीजन चला गया था एंड फिर हम वापस आए। ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर मैंने लिया था अराउंड 30,000 अबव, बट वो 15 मिनट्स भी नहीं चला, इतना ज़्यादा उस टाइम ब्लैक चल रहा था। फिर एकदम कॉल आया मुझे कुरुक्षेत्र से एंड दे सेड कि हमारे पास बेड है। वहाँ जाते जाते मम्मी का 0 ऑक्सीजन हो गया था क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन था नहीं हमारे पास। 30 से 7 तक पापा एडमिट रहे और कभी ठीक हो रहे हैं बोलते थे डॉक्टर, कभी बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहा है। फिर 2:30 बजे 7 तारीख को फिर पापा जी की भी डेथ हो गई।
Almost 2 months after, Delhi government announced compensation of 2,500 rupees per month for children orphaned due to COVID. Both of them are still running from pillar to post for welfare scheme benefit.
बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल हुआ है क्योंकि जैसे डेथ हो गया था उसके बाद से जैसे डेथ सर्टिफिकेट का बहुत प्रॉब्लम आया था। उसके बाद जो साइट थी गवर्नमेंट की 15 दिन तक वो साइट नहीं चली थी। अब जैसे वो भी और मैं भी हम 12, साढ़े 12, 1 बजे 2 बजे तक, वो लड़का भी, हम सारे लैपटॉप में बैठ के वेट करते रहते थे कि शायद रात को चल जाएगी साइट।
While Devika is studying, Santoshi works as an Anganwadi teacher, and while they have received support from neighbors and NGOs in terms of ration, there is no steady source of income.
पढ़ाई हो ही नहीं पा रही अभी, बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो पा रही है क्योंकि भागना इतना ज़्यादा पड़ता है। कभी कौन कहाँ बुला ले, कभी ये करो वो करो, ये डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है पूरा आपका। अभी बहन के आधार कार्ड ने बहुत ज़्यादा भगा दिया था।
On Monday, the Delhi High Court intervened in the case of the 7 siblings, saying it would be unfair to expect children who lost their parents to procure certificates and documents. The Delhi government should adopt simple and easily implementable procedures. When you don't get food, every hour, every day matters. The Delhi government says problems in verification will be solved, but this is just one case among many others across the country.
नहीं, इस पे काफ़ी सरल ऑलरेडी किया है और आपको याद होगा माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी की तरफ से भी ये क्लियर आदेश है सभी अधिकारियों को कि एसडीएम्स ऐसे पीड़ित परिवारों के घर जाएं और उनके घर पे जाके उनके फॉर्म को भरवाएं और अगर किसी पे कोई डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है तो उसका वो डॉक्यूमेंट भी बनवाएं।
According to the available data, 292 children have lost both of their parents and 6,200 children have lost one of their parents COVID-19 in the national capital. And while the Delhi government has announced welfare schemes for such children, the bigger question remains is that how the government will ensure that these schemes reach the right people and that red tapeism doesn't become a hurdle. With camera person Shashikant Jha and colleague Shar Sharma, I'm Akshay Dongre, NDTV.